There's been an earthquake. The epicenter, we're told, is Tajikistan, and tremors were felt in Srinagar, in Delhi, Gurgaon as well. Let's go across to Nazir for more. Nazir, tell us, we didn't feel the tremors here in studio, but tell us what happened there in Srinagar.
Well, mild tremors were felt here. They were at least 2 joules, but it was not very heavy. So people are actually used to these kind of mild tremors. It actually is good to release the pressure. But as you said, its epicenter was somewhere in Tajikistan. But here in Srinagar, mild tremors were felt, but there is no report of any damage, property or injury to any person in the valley.
All right, the epicenter far away, thankfully, Nazir, but quite a strong earthquake at that, if magnitude 7.2 is what the reports say.
Yeah, exactly. That may be in Tajikistan, but here in Srinagar we felt very, very mild tremors. As I said, there's no report of any injury or damage to the property. We have seen, there have been series of mild tremors. Last month there was a huge, earthquake in the valley as well. But this time it was very low intensity, a mild tremor, and there's no report of any sort of injury or the damage to the property. Thankfully, since it has been far away, its epicenter has been far away in Tajikistan.
Right, Nazir, we can see visuals of people like out on the roads just standing and waiting. So, as you said, Kashmir has experienced earthquakes, and there's a certain amount of trauma when they feel a tremor. So, tell us how people reacted.
Well, as the people who were in the high-rise buildings, they came out, they're rushing out and hearing that it may be a big, tremor, but people are now going back to their work or their shops. And since everybody was out for their work, be in shop, be in offices, and as the tremor jolted, people came out, rushed out of their offices and shops, and now they're going back. Everything is now normal.
So the situation normalizing now. Nazir, do stay on with us if you're just tuning in. There's been an earthquake with the epicenter in Tajikistan. Tremors were felt across the north of India in Kashmir. They were felt in Delhi and Gurgaon as well. Well, let's just listen in to what some people... All right, well, we'll get you more reactions to that. But a powerful earthquake, magnitude 7.2 in Tajikistan. Nazir there on the phone line with us. And Nazir were telling us people rushed out onto the streets as they felt those tremors.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody rushed out, fearing that it could be a big tremor, because just last month there was a huge that was 6 point, the magnitude tremor which was felt in Kashmir. But this time, fortunately, it was very mild, low intensity tremor. It jolted. There were at least 2 joules just a few minutes back. People rushed out for safety, but very soon it was normal, and people are going back to their work, to their shops, and into their offices. And Kashmir has been witnessing frequent, tremors or the earthquakes, because it is on the seismic zone 5, 4, and 5 Kashmir. So it is really that way very vulnerable to these earthquakes, tremors. And today as well there were 2 joules, so though very mild tremors, but since there was something over 7 point magnitude tremor in Tajikistan, that's far away from Kashmir, so not these jolts were really mild, and people initially were very panicked and they rushed out, but now have going back to resume their normal work.
All right, and those the tremors were felt, as we've been saying, across the north of India and in Delhi, Gurgaon, and Chandigarh as well. Those tremors have been felt. The epicenter of this quake is in Tajikistan. Those are the initial reports, and it was 7.2 in magnitude. This is in the Hindu Kush region. And Nazir joining us there from Srinagar. The tremors, Nazir, even in Delhi, we are now getting reports that some people did actually, leave their buildings as they felt those tremors. And in Kashmir as well, you can imagine, as you've been reporting, people rushing out. But now everyone's going back to normal?
Yeah, exactly. Now everybody is going. People have a sigh of relief since it was very mild. Initially, people were fearing that there could be more jolts, more tremors, but there was just, this was a mild tremor. Since people had experienced a heavy tremor just last month, and fearing that, and you remember 2005 massive earthquake that killed thousands of people in Kashmir is still in the minds of people, and the tremors are very frequently happening in Kashmir, and it is on the seismic zone of 4 and 5. Kashmir is so vulnerable to these tremors, earthquakes. And as these tremors jolted the Srinagar and other parts of the valley, people rushed out of their business places, shops and offices. But soon they, resumed their work since there's no report of any damage or injury from across the valley. The epicenter of this earthquake, as you mentioned, is somewhere in Tajikistan, in Sindokush. So the intensity of the earthquake was not so high here in Kashmir.